college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Hi, I'm Rolando Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
When excellence in academics meets.
We are back and joined by Brownsville St. Joe senior Adrian Del Pozo. Adrian, thanks for joining us.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure you got to get out of class a little early, huh?
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was nice.
That was nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Del Pozo is a senior at Brownsville St. Joe. So, Adrian, we're just going to start off with your off season, going back this past summer. What was that like for you just throughout the off season and throughout the summer?
The off season for me consisted of the gym a lot. I went to the gym a lot, try to go every day. I obviously had vacations here and there, but I try to go to the gym a lot, and I did try to run too. But as a team, we did like 7-on-7. We had summer workouts, and we had the like conditioning footwork drills and stuff like that.
For you, you had a big year last year as a junior, and you did a little bit of everything for Tino and the team. Just what were some things when you looked at going into this past offseason and say, this is what I need to work on, whether it's footwork, hands, do I need to gain weight, do I need to gain muscle? What was it, some goals that you set this past summer?
Well, I think I needed to gain muscle, and I tried to get a little faster, which was hard, but I tried. And I also think I needed to work on my route running a little bit.
So the route running, that sticks out for me and for the people that, really are into football. There's such a thing as the route tree, right? And talk a little bit more about that and what were some routes you worked on?
Some routes that we usually run in the offense is I either do mostly curls or flags or post flags. So I try to work on those. Try to when you're running full speed, it's hard to make a move and then go the other direction. But I try to work on that because that tends to throw DBs off a little bit.
And that starts with your footwork, right?
Yeah,
so did you feel you improved on that?
Yeah, I feel like I did, honestly. It helped a lot with obviously the footwork drills that we would do, and we do them still to this day in practice, and they do help a lot. It helps you just move better, and it's more like muscle memory that you don't need to. You just do it consciously.
Right, and how is the 7-on-7? You mentioned that. I know, especially with the new quarterback, Ethan Gallegos. I like 7-on-7 for the fact, because of that, you get a new quarterback in. You got to learn him. He's got to learn you.
Yeah.
And he's got to learn Lucas. He's got to learn Andre.
Yeah.
He's got to learn Kiko.
Yeah.
So just how much time did it take for you guys to build that chemistry, or is it something you guys are still working on? And if you are, that's okay, because he's a new quarterback. It's only week 2. You guys are still working on some things. But where do y'all feel that chemistry is at?
I mean, on 7-on-7, I tried to make it at most games, but I couldn't make it, unfortunately. But I know that we did win, pull up some upsets against big schools. And Ethan he really tried to fit in, so he always tried to learn the most he could about the St. Joe offense, because I feel like it's different. And obviously it's hard, so to this day we're still working on it together, but I feel like every week we always get better at it together.
Right. And then you guys, offensively, you guys have a lot of weapons, like those guys I just mentioned. So as a receiving core, has this been the most deep at receiver that you've been a part of in your time here?
Yeah, I mean, it's it's nice knowing that anyone you give the ball to is gonna make a play or
Right.
something.
Right. So you're a senior. What were some goals you set coming into this year for yourself and for the team?
Well, for me, I obviously want to do better than I did last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's hard, but I think I can do it. And for the team, I think we just wanna like the seniors, not just myself. We want to leave our legacy. We want people to remember us, and we want to make St. Joe how it used to be. Everyone committed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Put football aside for a minute. Your summer, what was that like for Adrian Del Pozo when you can sit back and play your Xbox and just not worry about football? What would you do this summer?
Well, I spent a lot of time with my girlfriend, and I went to Monterrey,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to San Miguel. I went on vacation like once or twice, just chilled. Also played Xbox, played with my friends, spent
Good.
time with my friends.
I just assumed you played Xbox. I'm a PlayStation guy, so I wasn't sure if you were a PlayStation guy or not.
Xbox guy. I'm an
Xbox guy? Okay. We're going to do a little bit of Q&A here with Adrian. That way you can get to know him more. So we're going to start off with your favorite pregame meal.
The Chick-fil-A sandwich.
And that's just not spicy, pepper jack?
No, not spicy. Just
Not
regular, no pickles.
No pickles,
No
okay.
pickles.
Chick-fil-A sauce, probably. Just
I usually don't do Chick-fil-A sauce.
No?
Just how it
sweet
is.
tea, water.
With the water.
With the water?
I'll do it with the water.
Okay, so Chick-fil-A sandwich with the water,
Yeah.
no pickles. Got
No
it.
pickles.
What's the toughest place you've had to play in your career?
I think it has to be Regents was a tough one, or I'm thinking my freshman year, Holy Cross. I don't know what it was about that stadium. It just had
Mhm.
like a different feel to it, and plus a freshman, it
Right.
felt kind of
Right.
yeah.
And for those that don't know, you guys play in Austin, you guys play in San Antonio, Houston, so you guys go all over the place, so you get to see all these different stadiums. What are you binge watching right now, whether it's Hulu, Netflix?
Right now, I'm watching on HBO Max House of Dragons.
Okay.
Yeah, the like I don't know, the Game of Thrones thing. That
Okay.
one. Yeah. I'm
Is it
watching
like
that.
a prequel to?
Yeah.
So you're
I think it is. Something
Okay.
like that.
so you're a Game of Thrones guy.
Yeah, I'm a Game of Thrones. guy.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Sons of Anarchy. No,
not
I'm just
really.
not watching
Yeah,
that one.
me either.
Friday Night Lights. I know it's so cliche.
Yeah, I know. I've
Did you
watched
watch that one?
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
that one.
just like that one.
Yeah.
All right. So are you a Marvel or a DC guy?
Marvel. for
Marvel?
sure.
So
Marvel
who's
for
your
sure.
guy on Marvel?
I'm gonna have to go with Thor.
Thor.
He's my guy.
What's your dream ticket? If you could pick anywhere you can go, sporting event, concert, what's Adrian Del Pozo's dream ticket?
I'd want to go to the World Cup.
The World Cup?
Yeah, watch Mexico play in the World Cup.
All right. Who's your team?
Mexico for sure.
Mexico.
I'm Mexico.
When's the next World Cup? I hear it's going to be in Houston.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Well, that's gonna be in 2026. But
2026.
right now, they're playing in the winter because they're playing in Qatar.
Okay.
So it's gonna be too hot. So they play in the winter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Who's your favorite athlete?
It has to be. I'm gonna go with Cristiano, soccer player.
All right. Not Luigi Cristiano.
No.
It's the soccer player.
Yeah.
Just to make that clear. If you could play any other sport, what sport would you want to play?
I would want to try out baseball. I've never played before.
Really?
Yeah.
What position maybe you're thinking? You look like an outfielder.
Yeah, probably.
outfielder?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
On your pregame playlist, what goes on? I know you guys have some quiet time before games, and what are the first 3 songs on your playlist?
It consists of a lot of Lil Baby, a lot of Drake, and a lot of 21 Savage.
So what are your 3 go-to songs?
My 3 go-to songs.
The top of the playlist that gets
Okay.
you in the zone.
Okay, the first one I would say "Ready" by Lil Baby. The second one, let me think. I would also have to say "Heating Up" by Lil Baby too, and then right now Jimmy Cooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know there's always a lot of Drake going on
Yeah.
in y'all's field house.
Yeah.
By the way, Jimmy Cooks, that new album, yay or nay?
I'm gonna just go in between.
In between,
Yeah,
I
I
gave it
don't
an
know.
F. Don't worry, a lot of people
Yeah.
gave it an F that I've talked to.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
worry, you're good. What's your game day routine like when you wake up on a Friday morning? You're getting ready for a football game. What's that like?
So I wake up, put on my jersey that we get to wear to school, and I have this cross necklace that my mom gave to me, and I wear that all day right before I put my pads on, and throughout the day I'm just focused on the game, and then right before the pads, I take off that necklace and there.
So you sound like you're superstitious.
Yeah, I have to wear that necklace before every game. It's my
Gotcha.
thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My last question: if you could have dinner with anyone in history, who would it be and why?
I don't know. That's a tough question, but that's a tough question. I would say. I don't know. I don't want to go Michael Jordan.
You can if you
but
want.
I don't know. I'm thinking someone better. Kobe. That's a
Kobe?
good one. Yeah.
Kobe.
I'd say Kobe. That'd be a good one.
That's a good pick right there.
Yeah.
So Adrian, before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give to any family members or friends?
I'd like to shout out the managers of the St. Joe. My friends, they're the managers.
Yeah, they're
The Water Boys, the
yeah,
managers.
Bernie and Jerry.
Yeah, Bernie, Jerry,
Yeah.
and Jacobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Adrian. We'll see you Friday. Good luck on Friday against Brownsville Veterans.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll be joined by Brownsville St. Joe head coach Tino Villarreal.
In the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Via ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We're the Valley View Lady Tigers, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
I love what I do. I
love
really
what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
We're the Mission Lady Eagles, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
It's easy, the choice is yours. You can click FruYou.com 24/7 or visit us here personally in our beautiful showroom. Step in or click and stand out. Look for your motors. We're always at your service.
We're the Harlingen South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
The Brownsville Independent School District continues to provide a safe environment for enriching education. From pre-K3 to early college high school, the award-winning district has advanced its legacy in curriculum, athletics, and fine arts. Teachers are driving the frontier of technology, bringing industry to the classroom. On and off the field, Brownsville ISD students engage in the experiences that make them college and career ready. Brownsville Independent School District, the best choice.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
We're the Edinburgh Lady Bobcats, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo! We're the Pace Lady Vikings, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Welcome back. Our final guest, Tino Villarreal of the Brownsville St. Joe Bloodhounds, and a usual guest here on our show. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we'll just rewind the clock going into week 1 and week 2 when you guys started the season off against Brownsville Lopez. Just very briefly, obviously, first game, first win's always the hardest. But I like I talked to you guys in y'all scrimmage that you guys I felt were ahead of the schedule from where you were last year. Just going into week 1, how did you feel with your guys, new quarterback, and just everything being new with 2022?
Well, I think the biggest surprise has been our defense, right? So going into Lopez, we knew that they're kind of Coach Tarantola is doing a great job taking over that program. He's an offensive-minded guy. We knew that they were going to pack a punch on their offensive sets, and we just wanted to know if we could keep up with them defensively. Offensively, we started moving the ball a little bit. We just saw Adrian Del Pozo here, and he didn't do the first scrimmage for us. So we know what he can do, but just kind of working him into the offensive rotation has been a little slower. We're trying to get Ethan more and more comfortable with the entire offense instead of just eyeballing one guy.
Right.
And so week 1 preparation was tough. I mean, anytime you play a 5A school, they get a lot more rest and rotation than we're going to get. But you couldn't ask for anything better. Opening kickoff return for a touchdown, right, sets the tone.
Yeah.
And from there, the defense kind of held up, which we thought they would. And hats off to Lopez. They kept fighting. It's not like we pulled the starters. They scored.
Right.
They scored 3 touchdowns on our starting defense there at the end, which was it was a good wake-up call for us.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of helped us out through week 1, but it was always great to start 1-0. I always tell them it doesn't matter how you get it done. Week 1's not about winning it. It's you don't want to lose week 1 by turnovers and stuff like that. And so we escape with that one.
And then week 2, you saw some improvements on the road?
I think a lot of definitely. I mean, week 1, again, Adrian was, by the end of the first quarter, he was not feeling well, and we didn't know. A lot of our game plan does revolve around him, maybe not necessarily getting him the ball, but using him as a decoy in a lot of situations to get favorable matchups to all of our other weapons that I think we have. We knew that he was coming into the second game feeling a lot better. We were going to get 4 quarters out of him. So the offense looks a little bit better. Offensive line, we still have a lot to clean up. But Santa Rosa, Joe Marichilar has done a great job. This is his second year.
Mm-hmm.
And compared to last year to this year, they're a completely different Santa Rosa team. And their players they gave us everything they had their second half too. They could have easily folded up shop and called it a game, but they were hitting hard, and they were delivering some serious contact in the second half, which was also good for us. It helps us get ready for district.
Pronto Insurance, it's our first ever game of the week. That's you all and Brownsville Veterans this Friday night at 7:30 at Canales Field. Talking a little bit more about the St. Joe channel. Now we've started to see it evolve a little bit. Now we're starting to see St. Joe content flowing on the website. So just what are some more things that you guys can share, or that we all can share, right? About the channel.
Well, moving forward, that channel is something that it's new, but what we're excited to is we're working on a stage for you guys, so that it's kind of like like a college game day where you have a stage that you can see the field, and you're able to have post-game interviews and stuff sitting up there, and we want to make sure we bring a college feel to St. Joseph Academy, and what better way to partner than with you guys in Real Sports and be able to have our own show, kind of like the way we're having this show, but have our own show at St. Joe and kind of create our own content for all the sports, not just football. And, like last night I was there listening. I think it was Rudy. I think you were the one on there last night with Hannah and our volleyball girls.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. I get to sit in my office, and when our teams are not at St. Joe, we get to still watch them, and hopefully more and more our community knows about it, and we get more viewers and more people on board to advertise with us. The more that channel grows, the more opportunities grow, not only for St. Joe, but I think it's also creating a platform with Joe and the staff here at Real Sports Live as to what the future of Valley Sports is going to look like.
And switching gears back to the football field, Brownsville Veterans come into town. You were talking with Coach Kelley Lee. We just had him on here as a guest, and the unique offense that they bring, that triple option, and just so with what you can share, what are some things that they're going to bring offensively that maybe you guys might not be too familiar with, or you are familiar with, you maybe haven't faced it all that much?
Well, let's start with the fact that we can't simulate their offense. So,
yeah.
Well, I don't have a quarterback that could put his hands under somebody's, thighs and receive a football. So just from that start, it's so hard. I was just telling Coach Lee, we're doing the best job to simulate what you're going to give us. It's almost impossible for us to get a real life simulation. So the hardest challenge for us is obviously going to be the speed of how they break out of that huddle, set up on the line, and snap the football. It's a hard offense to go against. It's starting to pick up. It's trending.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people back in the day that were going to the shotgun, and now shotgun, like everything else. You know that you've been on a trend for a while when old school starts coming back, and
right.
that offense, and my humble opinion down here, there's nobody that runs it better than him. So
right.
We have our work cut out for us.
And then as far as their defense goes, I thought they played pretty well against San Benito. I told Coach Kelley Lee, I was honest, as it could have been 3-0 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3-3 at halftime with San Benito, and they just turned the football over in that second half. But I thought defensively they played pretty well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Here it is. I mean, they have been crowned for years the Brownsville champion, right? They're the best school in Brownsville. Whether that's true or not, that's how the media portrays Brownsville Veterans to be. They're always preseason ranked. They're always the team that gets picked to go to the playoffs. Within the own city of Brownsville, people complain that they get the best athletes and the best treatment. It is what it is. And so they're good in all facets, I think. I mean, I've never doubted that their defense was going to be bad. They're very good. J.C. Ramirez went over from Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was impressed by their defense as well. I mean, I was sitting in the stands at Sam Stadium watching them play San Benito toe-to-toe thinking, wow, did we make a mistake, right? I mean, should we not have scheduled them? I don't know. We're going to find out Friday.
And how much of a measuring stick will this be for you guys in a sense where, looking ahead, is there anyone in your district that runs this offense?
No, there's no – I mean, that offense right now is not the trend within our district or just even in TAPS Division II. So we're not going to face anything like that, but we are going to face some tough run competitors. And I think that's why it belongs now within our off-season world. It's going to be a highly emotional game. The Brownsville Veterans community and the St. Joe community are kind of linked and tied hip to hip at some point. They're all the same kind of families. A lot of our kids, since I become athletic director at St. Joe, I've signed over 47 transfers to Brownsville Veterans from St. Joe. So it goes to show you that the St. Joe community lives in that zone and goes to that school. So they're all friends. They all know each other. So when you get that, it's playing with emotion that we're going to have to overcome Friday, and also it's playing a stiff, hard-nosed run team that can also, if you sleep on them, they're going to pass the ball on you. So they're good at that. Reese was there. I've known him since he's a little boy. He was our ball boy for 3 years, and now he's a starting quarterback for our opponent Friday. Small world, but we're excited for that opportunity.
And then the plus is you guys get to have them at Canales Field.
I always tell people that there's some weird magic on that field, and everybody thinks I'm crazy because I talk about the word magic, but there's not that many fields left in the Rio Grande Valley that are grass,
right?
That are not artificial. And let's be cheesy for just a second, and you can tell, and I could tell you what I tell my football team is a state championship game has been played on that field. Their brothers, uncles, fathers, grandfathers have all sweat, bled, and cried on that same soil that they get to play in. And so being in that kind of environment, I think just gives us a little bit reassurance, and we're definitely going to need it when you're playing a big school like Veterans.
looking at your roster, Coach, there was a lot of, a couple question marks, who the quarterback was going to be. That's solved with Ethan throughout the offseason. How are these younger guys going to step in and fill the gaps? How do you feel some of these younger guys have kind of taken that next step, or even the junior class that were sophomores, like the Evan Avilas of the world? They've just kind of taken that next step.
We don't have many seniors,
right?
But the ones that we do are phenomenal leaders, and they lead by example. They, luckily for us, are mixed up in every kind of facet. So secondary, receivers, backfield, on the line. And so we look to them for leadership, and the younger class has just bought into it. They share the same kind of sentiment and attitude. I mean, Miguel Contreras is our leader on defense, and just the way Miguel carries himself, I think you start seeing younger kids kind of take on that personality. And even some freshmen that are getting playing time, Andre Cristiano and Ian Meyer, Patricio Garza, those are freshmen. And to put them in a varsity game, it's almost unheard of, but it's very common in my school when you don't have that many athletes.
Right. Well, I think that's one thing that you and Brownsville Veterans will have in common is a lot of those kids go both ways. So we'll get a real good idea on who's endurance tomorrow, who's going to have more stamina towards the end. Offensively, I feel this is the most depth you've had when it comes to your skill guys. It's been some time.
Yeah, I mean we're blessed. We have a lot of weapons. We can alternate them as needed and rotate them. But we can't progress that much if we don't have the 5 guys up front communicating. And they've done just a tremendous job growing the last month. I think the most improvement and the most excitement for me has been watching them, along with Jason Starkey and Ray Cortina as their coaches, just kind of molding them into linemen that we can depend on. And anchoring that, obviously, is Hector Escobar as a senior leader. And then, we can't forget to mention the big boy, right? You get Diego de la Cruz in there, and, he's right now playing at a high level for a sophomore.
Yeah.
But he'll be challenged this Friday, and I think he's ready for it, and I can't wait to see that matchup.
Well, that's my next question. Was going to ask you about your big sophomore. He's just really impressed, not only on the offensive side, but then when he lined up on defense. If it wasn't him, it was Miguel that Friday night. That's the 2 names you kept hearing all night on the PA. How have those 2 meshed?
Good. I mean, Diego's used to being just on one side of the ball, and you're playing St. Joe football now, so you're going to have to learn how to play everything, including special teams. And so we're getting him a little bit more familiar. He's just an aggressive football player, and he wants to find the football. And sometimes in our defensive scheme, the football's not for everyone. You have to protect your gap some, and he's learning that. But his presence there alone, I think, provides a blanket of security for the linebackers in the secondary that's trying to get in there to make tackles.
Lucas is off to a good start this year. Feeling that he's at least in my eye on the depth chart, he's your number 1 on your depth chart, at least in my opinion.
I would agree. I mean, Lucas we asked him to play some safety this year, and I think he was our defensive player of the game. We have a board up in our locker room, and but Lucas is somehow just has a nose for the ball. He knows how to find it. He knows how to break up passes. He runs really good routes. He's got amazing hands, and like a lot of our guys, if you catch him in space, you're in trouble because he's got some speed.
And I say that because DP will play everywhere. So, I mean, if he's going to line up, it'll be DP, Lucas, and then Kiko, who I had told Joe that, talking about fantasy football, he's a sleeper this year. He's going to be one of those sleepers that if you didn't know his name, I think in a few weeks people will. And I think he's such a good compliment to a Lucas or to a DP depending on how they line up. I felt he took a next step in his game as a receiver, and we saw those flashes.
Absolutely, as a receiver. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns the first game, and he's a great blocker as a receiver. Also just a great kid to coach. And, we want to talk about having a perfect attitude. He has a perfect attitude, and he comes from a long line of bloodhounds. And I'm pretty sure that his family's very proud of watching him play. And I know I'm very proud of him.
And out of the backfield, JP looks good too, Vidauti. We talked about him in the offseason he had. filling that spot at running back. And I know he probably feels he's got some unfinished business.
Well, it's hard to come back from injury, and sometimes you're a little hesitant, a little shy. But JP's a big guy. He's a tough guy. We've been giving him a hard time because he has had great games, but I don't let him kind of feel that. I know he's got a lot more inside of him. He's a playmaker, and he's going to continue to develop as the season goes on.
Coach, before we let you go, any shout-outs, thank yous you want to give?
No. I mean, I'm excited for the opportunity to play. I guess a shout-out is to Kelley Lee, who was here.
Yes.
It's been a long time for St. Joe trying to get in the schedules of BISD, and a shout-out to Gilbert Leal. Just we're traveling so much, and we have to go to Austin, and we have to travel to San Antonio. And some people just don't know that because we get lost and forgotten when we get to district because none of our opponents are here. But to play a Brownsville school isn't about the Brownsville thing. It's not a rivalry thing. For us, it's the opportunity to play at home or to go 3 blocks down the street to play at Sam's and not have to do all of that traveling. And for us to kind of finally earn that right or that whatever it is to be allowed to be put on the schedule, is just great for us. It's a testament of our city coming together. We're excited for that opportunity. I know that this Friday is going to be a good game. We hope to make it a good game. I tell our kids all the time. I kind of Googled veterans, and they've got 2,000 in Google, 2,092 students. I don't know if that's right or not. In Google, all those numbers are blurred there. We're at 306. So that's almost a school 7 times our size, right? And so you look at their team picture, and, I mean, they have more coaches than I have players. And so the opportunity to share a field with that kind of team and the environment that they're going to bring, the amount of fans. I think today I met with their band director. They wanted 300 chairs for band. We don't even have a band, right? And so you're looking at the environment that Veterans is going to provide for us. What better way for us to get ready for our district opponents, the St. Michael's of the world, the Regents of the world. Right now, Hyde Park is 2-0. St. Anthony's is 2-0. You're looking at Victoria St. Joseph that's now out of the Houston district and ours. We have a real tough district. And shout out to Gilbert Leal, Kelley Lee, and for just Sean Tarantola, Carlos Uresti from Porter. Just the more that we can play Brownsville and keep it within this city, the more we hope to continue making each other better and preparing us for district games. Speaking of shout-outs, Luke Faria. Of course. Yeah. Hey, I drive a Cadillac, man. We're back home here at Luke Faria. I'm hoping to purchase the car that's behind this that you can't see right now, but I'm here. I got my papers, and I want to send a shout-out. These are my papers. I'm trying to get the car. So if you're in the market for a car, there is no better place than Luke Faria Motors. It's the best service and the best people of all time. And shout out to Pronto Insurance. A lot of people who they advertise with you guys that are just great people, and they're all about marketing and advertising youth and youth sports. And anybody who's into that business, hats off to them. And then, well, thank you, Kevin and Rudy and Joe and all the guys from Real Sports Live. You guys, I know you do it for the right reason. You do it for the passion of trying to get the kids seen, exposed to hopefully play at the next level, have opportunities in their life and their future, or memories while they got to play sports. So thank you guys very much for having me, and thank you. We look forward to the game on Friday.
Yeah, we'll be there. So we're excited to check out that prop, or what is the stage that they're building? Yeah, hopefully it'll be ready for Friday.
I think so. And for anybody watching, get your tickets now. We do have a stadium capacity. It's kind of filling up rather quickly, and tickets are online only. There is no cash. We have a clear bag policy. I know that a lot of people are worried about parking. We're going to open two big areas for veterans, fans, their parking situation where we are worried about trying to be good hosts. And we're going to put their band and drill team and everybody on the track so that we can leave some space in our bleachers. We're not as big as Sam Stadium, but we're going to provide a nice, cozy environment for a great football game, and we hope to give veterans a good one. Like I said, they're such a bigger school that like they say, at the end of the day, what's the worst thing that's going to happen to us? We're going to lose. Well, we might win.
Yeah, that's why you play. Tino Villarreal of the Brownsville St. Joe Bloodhounds, thank you to him, Adrian Del Pozo, and Coach Kelley Lee from Brownsville Veterans Memorial. And thank you to Luke Faria for opening the doors back to us here. We'll be back next week. We'll see who we can line up as a guest. But again, Coach, thanks for joining us. And we will see you all Friday, and we'll see you all at the games.
Thank you.